I'm here with Marc Quinn at the Mary Boone Gallery in New York. Marc, thank you for being with us.
Well, thanks for coming down, Ben.
Marc, could you tell me a little bit about this extraordinary exhibition?
I was sitting by the sea, looking at a shell with not much to do, just kind of playing with it, and I suddenly looked at it and thought, there's so many interesting things about this. One, it's like the archaeology of sculpture. It's like a beautiful, symmetrical form made by a tiny, brainless creature without a spinal cord, and it made me think, about the origins of art. Beauty and symmetry and all these are obviously intrinsic in nature. I also looked at it and thought you had almost a structural sculpture of time. So you had the past, the turning of the universe, and then you had this surface which I thought if I mirrored it, would always be in the present moment. So then you have this thing of the present becoming the past. So they're kind of like little sculptures of time as well. They're sensual, and I think that it's interesting that the language of nature is pretty universal. Our body's a shell, a leaf, a tree, or whatever. But of course, because of our genes, we've been sensitized to certain forms. And then when you find these forms in other areas where they're not for that reason, you just can't help reacting to it.
Tell me a little bit how they're made. They're obviously made of bronze, but they're on such a scale that really defies normal bronze casting.
I've been working with scanning technology for various other sculptures I've done. And I thought, is it possible that we can scan it at such a resolution that it can be blown up absolutely enormous and keep the resolution and keep all the tiny little bits? So what I did is, with my studio, we scanned the shell with a 3D scanner. And then from this 3D model in the computer, it's linked to a tank full of liquid which has lasers playing on it, and where the lasers touch the liquid, it solidifies it, but a tiny slither. It takes about a month to make a big piece. Then I stuck all the pieces together, made a mold of it, cast it in bronze in the foundry, and the areas that were polished on the shell were polished in bronze, and the rest was left pretty much as it came out of the casting.
Well, they're quite spectacular objects, both in terms of their scale and also their beauty.
Scale itself is a medium. In other words, when you change the shape of something, it changes it completely. I mean, this shell here, compared to looking at the one in your hand, is a completely different experience. And because the surface is so realistic, it's totally the shell and totally not the shell at the same time. So you obviously know it's not the shell, but somehow you feel it is a shell.
Can a human being fit inside that?
A human being can fit inside that, yeah.
Wow.
In fact, we had a choreographed dancer here this morning.
Where were they made? Where are they fabricated?
They're fabricated in various different... The scanning took place in Spain. The 3D printing took place in Belgium. The casting took place in Spain and the UK. Nowadays you have to go to who can do the thing the best, and that's where these people happen to be.